Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm doing a 100-day juice cleanse to completely reset my body and mind. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how I make 3 litres of fresh green juice every day using the J2 juicer. Trust me, this juicer has completely changed the way I juice. I'll walk you through my simple recipe, why I love this juicer and the amazing benefits of this powerhouse drink. To keep things super simple, I'm starting my cleanse with just one juice recipe, my go-to green juice. This is the exact juice I've lived on for 42 days during my last cleanse and I never got bored. It's packed with nutrients, supports gut health and helps with inflammation, weight loss and energy levels. Here's what's in it. 1 romaine lettuce containing phytonutrients like flavonoids which help reduce inflammation. Kale, which is packed with vitamins A, C and K. This is a great source of iron and calcium for strong bones and immune support. 1 whole bunch of celery, which is hydrating and great for digestion. 6 cucumbers, maybe 5 if they're really big. These are super hydrating and rich in silica for skin health. Just 1 green apple. This adds a little sweetness and fibre. I could add more to make my juice possibly taste a lot nicer, but I want to keep my juices as low in sugar as possible. I don't peel it, but I do cut away the core because apparently apple seeds contain trace amounts of cyanide. Unlikely to harm you with 1 apple, but yeah, it's easy enough to just remove them. 1 lemon. These are alkalizing and rich in vitamin C. I peel mine to reduce bitterness and to remove pesticides and the wax coating. I left the peel on once when I didn't have much of a clue what I was doing and I ended up having to pour an entire batch of juice away. Bit of a costly mistake, but it was literally unbearable. 1 thumb-sized portion of ginger. This helps with digestion and reduces inflammation. You don't need to peel this, but I think you reduce the risk of pesticides getting into your juice and also get a smoother juice when you do. Now let's talk about the juicer I'm using, the J2. I specifically chose this juicer because it makes large batches of juice effortlessly, which is a game changer when you're doing a juice cleanse. I also bought the large capacity hopper, jug and pulp container, which makes batch juicing even easier. Here's why I love it. One of the most convenient features of the J2 is its auto feed hopper. Unlike traditional juicers where you need to feed every piece of produce in manually, this juicer has a hopper that automatically feeds ingredients into the juicer. You simply load it up, close the lid and let the machine do the work while you get on with other things. The J2 really maximises the juice you get out of your ingredients. It's a cold press juicer, which means it extracts juice without generating heat, preserving much more nutrients and enzymes. It's ideal for making nutrient-packed, fresh juices with minimal ease, perfect for a daily juice cleanse. I also purchased the juice strainer, which fits perfectly into the juice container. It has a fine mesh that catches any remaining pulp, making my juice as smooth as possible. Personally, I don't like any bits in my juice, and this little strainer makes all the difference. If you're someone who prefers a silky, pulp-free juice, I highly recommend using it or at least running it through a regular strainer if you don't want to buy this. The J2 is surprisingly quiet for such a powerful machine. I used to dread using large juicers, and my kids didn't like it either. But with the J2, I can juice without disturbing the whole house and the neighbours, which is good if you want to juice at night like I do or early in the morning before you leave the house for the day. No one wants to spend hours cleaning the juicer, and I love how easy it is to clean the J2. I always wash mine right after juicing and everything just falls away easily. It comes with this little tool which has 2 different sized brush heads on. The bigger one scrubs off anything that might get stuck. It's particularly handy for cleaning the mesh on the strainer. And this smaller brush, as well as this pointed piece, get right into the tricky parts of the machine perfectly. If you make a juice and then wait a while before washing it, I imagine that anything covering it will just dry up, and like with any dishes, it'll be tougher to get off, so I do recommend just rinsing it right away. The J2 is definitely built to last. It's made from high quality materials, and one of the best things about it is the 15-year warranty. This gives me great peace of mind knowing that the juicer is backed for the long haul, and it's a great investment for anyone who juices a lot. I used my Nama J2 for 42 days straight on my last cleanse, so like 6 months ago now, and I haven't used it much since, to be honest. I did test it this week and it's still running strong. So if you're looking for a juicer that can keep up with regular use and last for years to come, I'd say this is an excellent choice. Okay, so let's make some juice. First, I get out my juice jug, strainer and pulp container because these are usually stored away. They all stack inside each other for easy storage. I get out my chopping board, knife and peeler and a bowl for any peelings. I get out these trays to put my washed vegetables on and for moving them over from the sink. When all of these things are set up, give my sink a good clean with baking soda and white vinegar to remove any chemicals or bacteria that could be in there. I certainly don't want these things in my juice. Then I thoroughly wash all of my ingredients, making sure to get into all the creases and crevices where dirt and residue can hide. I fill the sink to soak leafy greens for a couple of minutes because this loosens any dirt. You can literally see it all float to the surface of the water. Then I just rinse it all by hand. I use cold running water and a small brush to scrub the surface of everything else, especially with a rough or waxy skin. Some people do soak their produce in baking soda or vinegar solutions, and while studies have shown that baking soda can help break down certain pesticides, it doesn't necessarily remove everything. Plus, it takes about 12 to 15 minutes of soaking to be effective. I just don't have this extra time to spend, so for me, a good scrub with water and a brush is the simplest and most practical way to clean my ingredients before juicing. So when my trays are fully loaded, I move them over here next to my chopping board. Even though the Nama J2 can handle large chunks, I like to cut things down a bit to make juicing smoother. When loading the hopper, I start with leafy greens first, followed by the heavier, juicier fruits and vegetables like cucumbers, apples and celery. This helps push the greens down, ensuring that they get fully juiced instead of sticking to the sides or getting caught on top. Then I close the lid, turn it on and let the juicer do its thing. The best part, while it's juicing, I can tidy up or prep my bottles. This recipe makes around 3 litres, which are split into 6 500ml glass bottles with screw-on lids. I drink these throughout the day, making sure to drink plenty of water in between. Fresh juice is best consumed within 24 to 48 hours, so I always make a new batch every evening for the next day. I don't like anything to go to waste when making my green juice. The pulp that's left after juicing is actually still packed with fibre and nutrients, so I give it to a friend who freezes it and adds it to smoothies for an extra boost, which is what I'll be doing when my juice cleanse comes to an end. And as for the peelings and scraps, I pass these on to a client who lives on a farm where they get composted and turned back into nutrient-rich soil. Once I've finished juicing, it's time to clean up, and like I said before, I found that doing it straight away makes life so much easier. First, I take apart the juicer and rinse off any leftover pulp before it dries and sticks. Then I use my small brush to scrub the mesh filter, which is where most of the build-up happens. I wash everything with warm soapy water, making sure to get into all the little corners, and then I leave the parts to air dry. While that's drying, I wipe down my counters and give the sink another clean. This whole process does take a few minutes, but it just means that my juicer and kitchen are fresh and ready to go for the next batch the next day. Right now, I'm keeping my cleanse simple, but as the days go on, I'll be introducing other ingredients and possibly supplements. If you're interested in seeing different juice recipes or hearing more about my cleanse experience, make sure you're subscribed. I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried juicing before? What's your favourite green juice recipe? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for updates on my journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.